Hey everybody, welcome to the first video slash podcast for Go Local Boom. Now, my name is Vince Trujillo. I'm here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And under different circumstances, this will be more of a celebration as to why we're starting the podcast. But more importantly, what's going on right now is COVID-19. We're in the middle of it now in our state as well. And the rest of the country is going through some pretty tough times. Places in New York, Washington, California, they're pretty hard hit. In New Mexico, our location, we're under a stay-at-home order. Some businesses have been forced to close, but our cases overall are lower compared to the rest of the country, and that's fortunate, even though that means that we have some very sick New Mexicans and people who have died as well. So we don't take that lightly. And as a small business owner here in Albuquerque, I own a digital marketing agency. I've done a lot of things here in Albuquerque for small business. I actually ran Go Local Boom as a radio show several years ago. And we had lots of guests from the local business market, local experts, chambers, all kinds of things. And we did that for a couple of years on an AM station, 1050. And what I wanted to do now, the reason why I'm getting Go Local Boom going again is that as a small business owner, I've been impacted immediately by all of this, the shutdown that we're doing here locally. Now, this is not a podcast that we're going to be doing a lot of commentary either on the health consequences. We're not going to say, if a politician or somebody or the policies are right or wrong with regard to healthcare, because I'm not a healthcare expert. So the governor has put us under lockdown. I think that's been a good thing so far because we've kind of not seen the huge influx of increase in numbers as other states have, and we're a little bit rural, so it's kind of also fortunate that we're kind of spread out here. But most of us here in Albuquerque are concerned, and also as a small business owner, I'm concerned about how this impacts local businesses here in our community, as well as the employees, as well as staff and supply line. I mean, the whole circle of commerce as it relates to what's going on when you have this kind of just extraordinary circumstance of having a time when you have to go at home, stay at home orders, other places are in lockdown, and the wheels of commerce just completely stop. And this is no little thing. Like, in no imagination for any of us did we think going into 2020 we were going to be seeing a quarter, 3 months into the year, that what was going to be a good outlook economically. People were looking at starting businesses, changing businesses, traveling, all kinds of things, that within 3 months, the entire world would be on lockdown, and the entire wheels of industry and commerce and business would have come to a grinding halt, and we would be affected with health issues, with death concerns, and the spread of a virus. It just is unprecedented. There was no way I could have foreseen this. I thought of all kinds of potential recession things, but nothing like the complete halt of the economy as we have seen over the last 3 months. So my concern with this channel, what I want to get going with this channel, is to be able to start connecting small businesses in my community here in Albuquerque and around New Mexico. I want to create a forum where small businesses can bring their concerns, their ideas, as well as connecting different businesses with New Mexicans and with each other, so that they can actually figure out how they can survive. And for us here at Go Local Boom, what I'm trying to do is not just say, hey, let's survive, or let's just hunker down and not do anything. I'm trying to figure out, and the reason my brain started getting working and I wanted to get this going again, is that I want to figure out how we get people to stay in business as well as get back to business. So that's kind of the hashtags of some of that I've been using for this. But I think there is opportunity for us to continue at some level to conduct business. Now, some businesses like retail businesses, restaurants, some others, bars, are completely closed, and that's just devastating. Some businesses won't make it out of this. Now, the city of Albuquerque, they just recently, a few days ago, announced that they were doing a $500,000 micro business grant program. That's great. The federal government has come out with a $2 trillion stimulus package that is going to give everyone some money, and then some loan and help to small businesses to for payroll, or to stay alive during this time. But there is also, I believe, the opportunity based on different types of businesses to be able to still conduct commerce at some level that maybe they're not thinking about. So this is a forum where businesses can connect with each other, the community, and also we share ideas about how we can make the most of this time to thrive, to pivot our business a little bit, to do those things that we kind of always knew maybe we should, a little bit more digitally perhaps. And that's why I wanted to bring my expertise and what I bring in my particular little niche of an areas within digital marketing to see, hey, if you have existing list of customers, if you are an essential business that's still working, like home services, electricians, plumbers, home repair, construction, or if you're in these moderately hit industries where like some of the coffee shops around here are still open, but you have to take it to go. You can't sit there. Or if you're a restaurant, you can do to-go orders. Or if you're some of these retail businesses that are completely supposed to be shut down just for the purposes of healthcare, that they don't have lots of people congregating in your business. I get that. But could you do sales or where you could ship it? These are things that we want to have open a conversation about. Not in any way will I ever condone doing something that's against health guidelines by what we're doing nationally or at our state level or even locally here in Albuquerque. But within those guidelines, what can we be doing so that we are not just sitting around hunkering down and hoping that this ends in the next 2 weeks, which it may or may not. A lot of people are saying it might go on for another 4 to 6 weeks or even longer. And I know as a small business owner, just like you all, that a lot of you will not be able to make it 2 or 3 months just with a couple of checks from the government, even a couple of loans. So some of you are going to get those benefits or micro business grants or the care relief from the federal government, and that's going to be enough. And others just aren't going to be able to make it. And that is a whole chain of effects down from the employees that work for you to everyone, the rental market. I mean, everything, leasing, commercial leasing, rentals, all the way up and down the supply line. It is a huge impact. So how can we keep at least some momentum going during this time? That's what this podcast is for. So another couple of things I wanted to go over. We're going to have interviews too. So we're going to bring on some local policymakers, people who are working at the city or the state, or even some local entrepreneurs who have a lot of experience and have gone through several recessions, even though we haven't seen anything like this. But we want to talk to some of those experts who've been through that and talking about what we can do during these times. And this won't be a podcast like you're used to. Like each episode, we're going to have key takeaways that you can implement in your business as well. So we're going to talk about digital marketing. We're going to talk about how to ship items. We're going to talk about how maybe inventory can be purchased, sold, traded, maybe even some bartering that can be done between businesses right now or businesses and service providers around. So there's a lot that we want to go over, but I just wanted to have this first episode to say, hey, I'm here, Vince Trujillo, and I also have Go Local Boom. So we have a website called golocalboom.com. Now, it's still going to be transitioned from what it was before. It was a business listings directory. And that directory is no longer going to function like it used to. What I want to do is create the special COVID-19 kind of time frame, Go Local Boom. So if you go to Go Local Boom, you'll see a big map at the top that lists all of these local businesses, locally owned and operated. And what we're going to do is add them in by different industries. So restaurants, and then we're going to talk about hours and specials and kind of try to highlight, keep getting it into the people's minds, what businesses are open or available to function, and those that aren't, maybe they haven't thought about how they can get it out. Their inventory out there, but we're going to talk about how they can do that through the website also. We're going to be offering free listings for all the businesses that can go and log in and subscribe and get and submit their business listing to Go Local Boom. And also we're starting to create a little network of other websites around Albuquerque, like iHeart Albuquerque, and they have a site too where they're also promoting some local businesses as well. So we're going to create that network. Go Local Boom is going to be available for locally owned and operated businesses. We're going to have a little bit of a network of other businesses and people who can promote specials that we have going on a weekly basis. I'd like to have podcast videos and episodes so that every week we're talking about different industries. We're highlighting businesses, but then we're also going into tips, topics, technology, stay at home ability, how to video conference, how to go remote, how these small businesses can stay functioning and also thrive over the next few months so that they're ready on the far end to come out of it stronger than when they were in the middle of it. So that's what this podcast and video channel is going to be about. Please subscribe to the channel and also go to our Facebook page, which is kind of outdated at the time being, but we're going to be updating it with stuff as we go. So you don't want to miss out on this. You want to keep tuned in because I think this is going to be great for local businesses to stay connected, to hear about some tips and advice from policymakers, experts, and other entrepreneurs, and kind of just find a way to stay connected during this tough time. So thank you guys for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in the near future. Share this video if you know some others that might be wanting to participate as well, and we will see you soon. Go Local Boom, stay well, New Mexico, and I will see you soon. Take care.